Um, Hello, this is Matthew Clayton, and I'm here with Caity Chandler from Big Brothers Big Sisters. She's the Matsu Community Coordinator and also does match support for Big Brothers Big Sisters. So, welcome, Caity. And if you could please just let us know about the basics of the Big Brothers Big Sisters program.
Sure. Thanks for having me. So, the Big Brothers Big Sisters program that most people are quite familiar with is driving past donation bins or having people come to their home to pick up their household goods. And although that is a component of what we do with Big Brothers Big Sisters, it is actually just fueling the mission of one-to-one mentoring programs for children who are in need in our community. So all of those donations actually go to fund our mission. So I'm here to talk today a little bit more about the actual mission of providing those mentors for those children.
Perfect. Um, can you keep going and just expand upon your own specific role in the organization?
Yeah, absolutely. So my role in the organization is Matsu Community Coordinator. I was the Anchorage Community Coordinator, but I live out here in Matsu, and it's very near and dear to my heart to help grow the community that I live in. Um, I am currently working on recruiting bigs. So that's the biggest thing that we're focused on out here in Matsu. Our needs really show that is what we're needing to focus on out here. So I do that. And then I also do match support as well. So one of the components of being matched within our program is match support. So we have staff that will call and check in with the parent, with the child, as well as with the volunteer once a month for the first year and then quarterly after that, in order to make sure that things are running smoothly. We want to hear the fun things that are happening with them. We want to hear growth things and celebrate milestones. We also want to know if there's anything that we can assist with working out any problems, if anything needs our attention, if we need to loop in some additional resources in the community to help further support our children and families, and also our bigs. So that's another component of what I do here.
Perfect. Well, it sounds like you keep busy. You mentioned the needs of the organization. I know we were talking before we started the video that you said that there's like 24 people on the list for to be matched with a big or a mentor.
Yeah, so out here in Matsu, we do have 24 children that are currently waiting for an adult volunteer. So this is really, our volunteers are any adult with a big heart that has a little extra time to give to a child that could benefit from having a mentor. The way that that looks, I feel like sometimes people think it may look a little different than it does. This does not mean that you need to be an expert in child development or anything like that. It doesn't come with any big requisite factor, except that you have a big heart and you want to spend time building a relationship and a friendship with a child. Kids in our program are ages 6 through 16. They are all brought to us either by a parent or a guardian, or sometimes a teacher or a counselor. So we have different pathways that kids come into our organization, but something that does make us a little unique is that independent of whomever has referred them, these children have determined they want to be a part of our program. These are kids who have, independent of any influence, expressed, yes, I absolutely would love to spend time with a mentor. We get to know our kids really well. So when we do our interviews, we get to know their parent or guardian very, very well through an extensive interview. And we also learn the background about that individual child. We get to talk to that child independent of their parent and learn more about what their interests are, what their goals are, what their hopes for the future may be. That helps us to be really particular when we're doing matching with an adult volunteer. Our volunteers also go through an extensive process of interviewing, and we get to know them very well also. So it helps us to be quite detailed in the matches that we make. So let's say you are an adult that runs a Dungeons and Dragons club. We're not going to pair you with the kid that wants to, go and play football every single time that you hang out. If that's not what you also enjoy, we'll find a kid that also enjoys Dungeons and Dragons or live action role play. And additionally, if you are somebody that really loves to hike or really loves to fish, we will find a child that is so interested in exploring the outdoors with you. Mentorship can really look individualized, and these kids are wonderful children that are coming from different varied backgrounds, and we match based on interests, needs, personalities, and comfort levels on what you're comfortable supporting as a mentor.
Nice. So it sounds like you're really tailor fitting the program for each participant. What talk a little bit more about the commitment level that you're looking from for the mentors or the bigs.
Sure. So when you come into our program, really we're expressing to you that our expectation is you spend 2 to 4 times per month with this kiddo. And those outings sometimes can be a bit lengthy because you're doing something fun. Like we just had a big brother and little brother that went and hiked a glacier. So that's obviously going to be a longer outing, but it could also be that you take a kiddo with you on your Costco run and just have free samples together. And kids are amped on free samples. So it can be that simple. If you want to walk a dog for a half hour, that absolutely counts as one of the meetings. So it really is bringing a child into your life and having those experiences with them. It does not have to be a large orchestrated thing every time. We never want cost to get in the way of providing valuable one-to-one mentorship for these children. So we really do focus on free and low cost activities as an organization. We have a lot of community partners that allow us to be able to provide some things on a regular basis. And we also provide free monthly match activities for all of our matches. And it's a great opportunity for them to meet one another and kind of establish more of a sense of community as well. So those can be really fun. We have done recently ice skating, we've done bowling. I've got a sled dog tour thing coming up, which is really exciting and fun. We have paint nights, art nights. We're doing ice fishing next month as well for the Anchorage community. We just tried to do cross country skiing, but we all know how cross country skiing is going this year.
Not much snow,
So
right? Not much snow
there's
this year.
just, I mean, it's ice. We're just all on ice or gravel. So we have some really fun things to do, but it really is just that 2 to 4 times per month for at least a year is what we've seen be the most successful. It takes time to build a relationship. So
Yeah,
being
absolutely.
able to spend that full year is really important for these kids to be able to get that sense of consistency and deepen that bond.
Perfect. Um, so if somebody's likes what they're hearing and is interested in this opportunity, what is the process for becoming a mentor or a big with Big Brothers Big Sisters?
Sure. So the process is you can go to bbbsak.org and we'll definitely supply you with some links to that. But that's one pathway you can go to. You can submit an inquiry form to get put into an orientation. And then the orientation, it's like 15 minutes. It can get a little conversational with questions, and that's perfectly welcome as well. So that will give you more information about what the process looks like. After the application process, we do have a pretty rigorous, interviewing. Like I said, it's like 2 hours. We really want to get to know our volunteers, but it's a fun 2 hours that you get to spend with somebody that really wants to help match you with the perfect match for you. We additionally do a layered background check, and then from there, you're put into a pool where you're considered with other waiting littles, and that's where the magic happens. And it's really fun to be able to match people up that have some unique alignments with one another.
Similar interests. Um, Sounds good. And I know that there is a waiting list for the littles currently, but there's also students in our valley who are in need. And
Mhm.
so, if somebody wanted to refer a little to you, what's the process for getting on the list for the littles or the students that need mentors?
Yeah, and that's something that we would love to be able to focus even more on in the future, but it is going to depend on us having adult volunteers. So, the biggest thing right now is really that call to action that we currently have 24 littles that are waiting and we really need some volunteers. But we are so welcoming to any and every child that lives in the valley. We want to make sure that everyone has access to mentors. Um, our wait list is going to be a little bit longer right now as we wait for those mentors to come through the process, but they can also have a parent, guardian, teacher, counselor that can refer to us by going to bbbsak.org as well. They can also put in an inquiry form, and that from there, they'll contact them with our enrollment team and start scheduling interviews so we can get to know you and your kiddo more.
Perfect. You mentioned before we started some upcoming events, and so if somebody was wanted to get more information or wanted to check out the program like in person, where would they go to find out about upcoming events?
Sure. So we are pretty active on social media, so you can always check our Facebook page or our Instagram.
Nice. And we do invite everybody that's listening to show your support. And there's links in this newsletter, or if you're watching this on YouTube, the description in this video is going to have links to all of their social media channels, and the website that Katie mentioned. And so, if you're listening to this and you got some time to spare and a heart for kids, we're really hoping that our listeners, our Thrive families, respond to this opportunity and help shrink Katie's list of the littles that she has waiting.
Yes.
And so, please follow up with the links below. And Katie, I really want to communicate that Thrive is proud to have you, Big Brothers Big Sisters, as a partner, and we're so grateful for the work that you guys are doing in the trenches with these students. I know from like ACEs studies and trauma studies that the difference between toxic stress and tolerable stress to a student who's going through some challenges is simply one adult who is uh, connected to them, letting them know that they're going to be able to get through it. It's going to be okay. And so, like this opportunity genuinely impacts the brain development of these kids. And so, again, Katie, thank you for the work that you're doing. And we're so grateful for this partnership with Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.